I'm Nate G219, and this is the Help It Back and Better. Y'all know what it is. Another one coming at you. Yeah, this is number 2 for today. It's still April 13th. It's like 8 o'clock. So the video I said it was like just after 8. It was just before 8. Irrelevance though. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter even a little bit. But I had just done a story about county jail. Just a quick one. A little funny one that I had remembered. But this one is going to be about prison. And this one's going to be something that happened behind the wall. Michigan City. Maximum security penitentiary. Not the place to play. Alright, so back in the day, that's not how, there was no Cash App and stuff like that when I was doing time. I think this happened in 2014. Could have happened in the beginning of 2015, but I'm pretty sure it was in 2014. And, well, a lot of times people would play games. And the way currency usually worked is you would have to call and have somebody on the outside go to the store and go get a green dot number. If you don't know what a green dot number is, it tells me you've never been to the penitentiary. Don't go. Not doing green dots anymore anyway. Still don't go to prison. Don't go, because one thing you don't do is play with people's money in prison. Now, in the minimum security, there was a lot of people that would play with money and no real repercussions, maybe a fist fight or something. But a green dot card was one of them prepaid credit cards, you know, just like a regular credit card. Had 16 numbers on it. You could buy things with it. You could take money off like a debit card, whatever. Well, in order to put money onto that card, you had to get a reload card, which had 14 digits on it. And you could get it in different denominations. You could put, you know, $25, I think was the least amount, up to, I mean, I had a couple $500 ones at a couple points in time. But somebody was trying to buy a cell phone. Well, we were in segregation. So when you're in segregation, it's really hard to get to people. So numbers were given. Numbers were checked out. The numbers were good. The phone was sent. One thing you do, though, when you check the numbers, you want to load the number. If you're making a transaction, you want to load the numbers immediately. If you're going to make that deal, and I don't know whether PAT had, okay, PAT was the victim of the theft, but PAT was a very highly ranked vice lord in the penitentiary. So, I mean, he kind of called some shots for the vice lords, and that's not a person that you wanted to play with. I had met him in IDU. Yeah, that's what, it was 2014, because I was still in IDU. And he checked the numbers. Now, I don't know if he couldn't load it right then and there because he had to call home and have his people load it or whatever. But 2 hours later, when he went to have the money loaded, after he had already sold the cell phone, the numbers were bad. Now, let me tell you one thing. Bad numbers, doesn't matter. I've been in a fight over a $25 one, and the numbers weren't bad. Somebody robbed the dude and tried to make it look like it was me. But this wasn't that. This was $1,500. I think there was 3 different green dot numbers or some 3 $500 numbers. I don't remember exactly. Time out. I got a damn itchy throat, this hay fever, allergy, up and down weather. It was snowing the other day. And now it's going to be 60 out today. Time in. But, yeah. There was, I think, 3 different $500 green dot numbers. They were all bad. He went to load them. This number, or this money is no longer available. I don't know exactly what it said. But, needless to say, the money wasn't there. So, PAT, he's on 23-1 in a section of the prison. I mean, so segregated that it's on the floor above X row, death row, as you know it. It's called X row in Indiana, and in Indiana State Prison, That's where they have it. And we're not talking federal. We're talking state inmates. People like, oh, Terre Haute's where they execute people. Yeah, that's true. But for the federal government, not for state convicts. State convicts go to Indiana State Prison, Michigan City. So we were in the floor above that. That's how isolated we were. I mean, we could see people walking down on the yard and stuff, but we're on the 5th floor, so people were yelling out and stuff. But next thing you know, 3 people come getting drug in the hole. And a helicopter is landing in the yard. We could see it all out the window, like the helicopter going down, and I'm like, damn, this is the first time I ever seen a helicopter, you know? I had seen it. I had never seen it land. I had seen it when I was in a little prison, go into the big prison, but I had never personally seen them put somebody on the helicopter and all that. And sure as shit, that dude got poured out. He didn't lose his life, but it wasn't the lack of trying. He was attacked by 3 dudes with big bangers, big hawks. And that's one thing. We call them hawks in Indiana, the big ones. I mean, a banger is kind of something you poke them real quick, usually made out like a wire of a fence, find a nail, anything like that. But a hawk is a pretty big knife. I mean, we're talking 8-9 inches. I think 9 inches, above 9 inches is when it becomes a bigger charge. Now, I've seen a machete that was almost 2 foot long, made out of a steel bunk, and the man used it and took somebody's life. So, just know, prison ain't the place to play, guys. It's just not. I mean, PAT got screwed over, and within a couple hours, dude was poured out. People come into prison thinking that they can play these games and get over on people because of whatever reason they think they can get over on them for. And you're in a maximum security prison. Like, you better be ready to fight for your life. And especially if you're on some bullshit. So the more in the mix you are, the more susceptible you are to becoming a victim of whatever the hell. Robberies, getting whatever. Sticking to yourself, no gangbanging. Just don't get into all that crap. If you find yourself going to prison, try to walk a line. Try to get you to time cuts. Like, don't jack your time off. It's real easy to do. I mean, you get bored. And idle hands are the devil's playground. Everybody knows that. Prison's a boring place. Very monotonous. But, I mean, just over and over, same everything. It's boring, and you start to find yourself wanting to do some shit and get involved into the mix, and man wanted a cell phone, so he stole it and almost lost his life over it. Dudes went to the hole. I mean, they were still in the hole when I left. The hell I know. For all I know, there's actually a real good chance they're still in at least administrative segregation. A lot of times when you're involved in a crime like that, you end up spending, I mean, I'd met a guy, he was on his 14th year in administrative segregation. 14 years. So because they call it administrative segregation and not disciplinary segregation, they get away with it and keep people there. I mean, I know people that spent 12 years in the hole, 17 and a half years in the hole. I mean, crazy amounts of time. And max hole, not even administrative. I'm talking shoe. Bad situations. But hey, like I said, never forget life's choices, guys. But please hit that like, hit that subscribe.